Hello guys, welcome back to my channel once again here on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining me today for this video, which I'm going to break down in episodes. So this is episode 1, obviously. 5 random wrestling DVDs I've picked out from my collection. I'm going to try and do a few more of these in episodes, as I said. Before I begin, I just want to say I'm sending my kind thoughts and prayers out to Scott Hall's family and friends at this time. After learning the passing of Scott Hall, very sad. He was a very great wrestler, always be remembered. Yeah, so let's get on with the video then, guys. My first wrestling game out of the 5 wrestling games at random today is WCW Backstage Assault on the PlayStation 1. Of Goldberg jackhammering, I think that's Kurt Hennig there on the front. It's got the cool NWO WCW hologram, which I like when you move it around. The logo itself's pretty cool. I still couldn't get used to the newer WCW logo. I preferred the older one, but I don't mind that one, I guess. Had a ELSPA 15 rating here in the UK when it was released, and each of the sides of the spine or spines or whatever has the WCW Backstage Assault printed on both. Here's the back. There we go. So over 14 playable backstage areas, including the new semi-trailer arena, new First Blood and Torch matches. Use power-ups to defeat your opponent more quickly. Use your environment as a weapon. And over 50 WCW superstars, including the women of WCW. Unfortunately, this was the last ever WCW wrestling game to be released before the company folded and was bought out by WWE or WWF at the time. Released in 2000 by Electronic Arts. And a lot of people hate this game because it doesn't have a wrestling ring, which is quite random. And it's not the only wrestling game out there that doesn't have a wrestling ring. There's also Backyard Wrestling 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. They also don't have a wrestling ring, so to my knowledge anyway. There's the instructions manual. I'll go over that in a second. And there's the disc with Sting and Vampiro on, which looks pretty cool. Not a lot of people like the controls of this game. I don't know if I've mentioned that just now. Sorry guys if I'm repeating myself. Because they were quite awkward as well to pull off certain moves and that. But I thought it was quite a similar control layout to Mayhem. I haven't played this for a while, so I can't really remember if that's right or not. But there's quite a few locations you can wrestle backstage. It's just like having the old, or having a game based on the old WWF Hardcore Championship or the WCW Hardcore Championship. Go crazy backstage with weapons. I thought it was a good idea, but not having a wrestling ring did suck. Yeah, they usually have like character stats in some of these wrestling manuals, game manuals, but I couldn't see any in there. So yeah, so not a lot of people like this one. As I said, I don't mind it. I find it fun. Obviously, some of the characters don't look like they're supposed to look like. I give this one a 6 out of 10. Some may say that's generous. I think that's about right for me, for my own personal opinion. So yeah, that's a 6 out of 10 for my first random wrestling game of the day for this video. My second one is WWE 12 on the Nintendo Wii. Randy Orton on the front there. BBFC 12 certificate here in the UK. And I like the hologram on the front as well with the WWE on this one. It's Smackdown, Raw. Is that ECW next or Legends? I think you get ECW and Legends depending on what way you move. I can't do it anymore now, guys. Sorry. I know, I'm sad. I just find it interesting. There's the spine. Here's the back. And yes, I do have this one. You've probably seen in my PlayStation 3 WWE games collection as well. I like this version because you get an option to use the nunchucks, the Wii controller, which they made exclusive for the Wii to play some of the games instead of using the nunchucks, or you can use your GameCube controller as well, which is awesome. There's some of the details there on the back. There's the disc, manual, yeah, there you go with the options again with the controllers. Now I like to play this using the nunchucks. It gives it a different experience. I personally think it's cool. Some of the game modes they have less game modes compared to the PS3 version and maybe the Xbox 360 version. There's some adverts for DVDs there, and always they give you these spare pages at the back to write your notes in, but I always used a scrap piece of paper. I didn't really want to ruin the manual. I prefer the PlayStation 3 version to this as I'm a trophy hunter, and obviously the Wii didn't support any kind of trophies or achievements, sadly. Still worth checking out though, guys. I give this one a 6.5 out of 10. So that's game number 2. Game number 3 is WWE Smackdown Here Comes the Pain, released by THQ for the PlayStation 2. Brock Lesnar there on the front, obviously because of the Here Comes the Pain motto, or whatever you want to call it. 16 PEGI age rating here in the UK, and I'm messing about with the hologram again. I just wanted to see what it said. Official licensed merchandise, I suppose, or something like that. I can't really see from back here. There's the spine. There's the back. This personally one of my favorite wrestling games of all time. The season mode on it is really amazing. I personally think some of the storylines that go on are better than some of the shit that you see in WWE nowadays. Maybe they should go back and look at this game for some ideas for storylines. Disc's missing because it's still in the PlayStation 2. Yes, guys, it's that good. Here's the manual as well, and a little THQ flyer. An advert for MX Unleashed on the back. We have Brock Lesnar on the contents page. Again, just going over the controls. And it becomes annoying going from one game to another. Say, for example, I play a lot of 2K17 on the PS3, and I get used to the controls on that, and then I go back and play a game, say like this, or I don't know, that WCW Backstage Assault game, for example, and then I've got to try and rethink how the controls work on it again. And it gives, if you're playing with a friend or something, it gives them an advantage, which kind of sucks. Why can't they all just stick to one control mechanism instead of pissing about with all these other ones? That's just me being grumpy. But yeah, pretty much just going over the controls and then the credits for the, you know, music usage or special thanks and all that kind of stuff. Another notes page, 2003 DVD adverts from Silvervision. Another game advert, Sphinx. Oh, you get back in there. THQ trying to, a flyer trying to escape. This one gets a 9 out of 10 from me. Very good game, guys. definitely one of my favourites, that one. Game number 4 for this video is Showdown Legends of Wrestling for the original Xbox. So this is the third entry to the Legends of Wrestling series from Acclaim, Peggy 12 rating. I like the front artwork, it's very cool with all those legends on the front. And this was the very first one to include Sting in the Legends of Wrestling series. This was also released on the PlayStation 2. The GameCube has the first 2 Legends of Wrestling games, and the Game Boy Advance has the second Legends of Wrestling game. So yeah, there's some good match types in here as well, but the controls are quite, not difficult, but I guess they're better than the first 2 Legends of Wrestling games, but they're still quite fiddly. There's the disc manual. Usually they have like wrestler bios. I don't know if I said that earlier in some of these manuals, but I'm not sure if this one will. We have Andre the Giant there and Hogan there on that page. And each page as you turn you get a legend as it goes over the options and gameplay modes and what have you. Stinger with his bat, Scott Steiner, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Macho Man Randy Savage, Sabu and Terry Funk, Abdullah the Butcher, Dusty Rhodes, Ultimate Warrior on that one, and Hulk Hogan on that one. Did we see him earlier? Yeah, that's not fair, he gets to go twice. Owen and Bret Hart, and that's it. And then another page for notes, 3 pages for notes. The Wrestling Channel, I remember when that was on in the UK, that was a good channel. It used to be on Sky Digital Channel 427, almost 20 years ago. But yeah, this is an okay game. I give it a 7 out of 10. Definitely the best of the Legends of Wrestling series, that's for sure. Check it out, guys, if you haven't played that one yet. It's a good alternative to the old WWE titles on the Xbox and PS2 or GameCube from that generation. 5th and final game of the day for this video is Smackdown vs. Raw 2008 featuring ECW on the Nintendo DS. And there's the gameplay modes and training mini games as options there on the back. And it gives you 2 screenshots. Oh no, 1 screenshot. 1 from each screen, top, bottom. And yeah, as you can see, this one plays very differently to other wrestling games. You've got to use the stylus to perform each move, and it shows you the body damage as it does in some of the other wrestling games, as an example at the top there. Honestly, guys, I've never won a match on this in my life. Look how cute the little DS cartridges look. I think that's really cool. And then we've got like the Smackdown vs. Raw 2008 featuring ECW logo in the interior, which is also smart. But as I was saying, I absolutely suck at this game. I've never won a match on it. It's really hard to explain. Like, I'd say it's like turn-based, but it's kind of not. I don't know. Each move you got to use the stylus, and if you don't do it a correct certain way, then your opponent reverses you, and the pins on it, when your opponent pins you, is so fucking difficult to get out of. It's ridiculous. The season mode, you get to go in different rooms, like the locker room, the training room, and talk to random wrestlers. Go to the GM office, talk to Teddy Long if you're playing on SmackDown as a career, as an example. There's a screenshot of the locker room. Yeah, exhibition mode. It's really difficult to explain. I've never tried the multiplayer mode because you have to link up with another DS. Again, notes page. Yeah, this game's very difficult, guys. If you've never played any on the DS, I really don't know what to say. your characters as well. You don't have that many. I think just over 20. And they missed out some really good superstars that they could have put in here, and instead they've got like Snitsky and wrestlers that are mid card or below at best for this time, which is very disappointing. This one I'm going to give this is only my personal opinion because of the controls, and I absolutely suck at this game. It probably is a good game, but I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. I do struggle with it, as I said, guys. And it might be some people's cup of tea, but it certainly ain't mine. So that's 5 random wrestling games for episode 1 here today. I'll do another episode or a few more episodes in the future. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please leave a comment if you like any of those games. And yeah, thank you for joining me, guys. And you take good care of yourselves. Stay safe. Sorry about me sniffing a lot through this video. I've got another dirty ass bug again, so I do apologize for that. I'll talk to you later. Stay safe. Peace.